The North London derby delivers an exciting game over the weekend. Manchester City continue, and finally, my team, Manchester United, get 3 points, get a win on the chart. Liverpool continue on the winning form as they make it 5 in a row. And Chelsea, is it time to call in for crisis mode? And obviously, the surprise of the weekend, Everton pulling out the rabbit out of the bag and beating Brentford 3 goals to 1. We discuss that and more on the Soccer Huddle. Welcome to the Soccer Huddle. This is your boy Mujero Waiti, just an ordinary guy discussing the beautiful game, discussing Quili Yamautu. Wow. I just want to say wow. We like Sunday promised, Sunday delivered. Sunday delivered. The North London derby against Arsenal and Tottenham delivered 4 goals, 2 in each half, and an exciting game that we watched. And we'll get into it. We'll get into it. Let's start off with can we still speak about the champions? Because I feel like it's the same thing over and over and over and over again. Kana Einsteinering. Insanity is doing something over and over again and expecting different results. I think that's what happens with Manchester City. If you were expecting them to lose, they didn't. They won 2-0 at Northern Forest, and obviously Rodri getting that red card. And I had these pundits these days. I would rather not speak about them because Heke Bolela, people would think that I'm looking to shine because of other people's mistakes or other people's opinions and concerns. And some of the opinions, how do you relate, and you look at it from a football eye and you like, really? The last time you said this, now you are contradicting yourself and saying the other thing. But anyways, we'll leave it at that. Manchester City 2, is it 2-0 though? Yeah, 2-0. Obviously, the Katanganda himself on the score sheet and Phil Foden. So I think, yeah, Manchester City are the team to chase, and we look for their contenders, and we look for them who will challenge them. And I think when we look at Liverpool, we go to the Liverpool game on Sunday. We'll come back to Saturday games as well. Hitting 3 again, and season Homa, you would be worried as a Liverpool fan, or when the season also ended, that your team, if they go 1-0 down, you worry that they will never come back, that you would lose. And unfortunately, or fortunately enough, Liverpool have come back from 1 goal deficit over the past 3-4 games, and they went on to win it convincingly. We saw it as well on Sunday at Anfield, getting on the score sheet this time around with Mo Salah's penalty, and then West Ham, obviously the favourites at this moment because they've been flying as well. They've been giving us wonderful results. David Moyes has been cooking with his team, and you can see that Liverpool also going to the team. I think they were also a bit worried about West Ham because they can see that they've got momentum, they've got new players, they're gelling. It didn't take them so long as other teams to gel and get into that winning streak, and for me it was a difficult fixture for Liverpool, but they made it seem easy. What a beautiful pass by McAllister to Nunes, and he scored. He missed a sitter before, not a sitter, and 1-on-1, and he redeemed himself and scored. And Jota put the results to bed with the last goal of the match. So yeah, Liverpool winning their 5th consecutive match now in a row, which lands them on the 2nd spot in the EPL table. Now we go to my team, Manchester United. Right? My team is in trouble. I'm a Man United diehard fan, and I can tell you this for free. My team is really in trouble. Imagine a man of the match performance from a 35-year-old. That's how bad we are. And don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything from Johnny Evans, but a 35-year-old putting a man of the match performance in a Man United team. Where have you seen that? Where have you seen that? A team like Man United have to depend on old players or has been players to actually win the matches, to actually be solid at the back. Yeah. Anyways, Johnny Evans was. I'm not taking anything away from Johnny Evans. He put up a superb performance, and we saw end of the match. The man of the match was given to Bruno, but Bruno is being the captain of my team, so fit to pass on the man of the match and give it to Johnny Evans because of a great performance that he had, solid at the back, and obviously the assist for so far the contender, a goal of the season contender, Bruno Fernandes, a volley, which reminded me of Rooney and Van Persie. And I know it wasn't the same, but it almost reminded me of Bruno, not Bruno, from Rooney and Van Persie. I know, yeah, people might say, "Yo, Mjera, are you drunk or something?" But yeah, it's fine. I'm not. But what a pass for from Johnny Evans to to Bruno Fernandes. And again, the same thing continues over and over again. I think Einstein Nabulalakarn as Manchester United supporters and his Chief supporters, we're expecting different results and we're doing the same thing over and over. That's sanity for us. We're expecting Rashford to pass the ball. He doesn't pass. We expect Rashford to create for his teammates. He doesn't do it. And what I saw, what made me like what I saw, and I found it a bit concerning as well, was that Eric Ten Hag on that game he made two changes, and two changes that were not technical changes but were enforced changes. So Evans obviously went off. Modala, he was feeling his legs. He went off. Varane came back, and it's wonderful to get Varane back. And the other one was Regulon as well. He was feeling his hamstring, but they said he was ill before the game, but he wanted to play. He went off. We put on, obviously, for his debut game. He played in unfamiliar territory, but Eric said he can play there. Amrabat playing as a left back. And I was a bit surprised. Palestri played well for me. Bayern Munich, he didn't get on. Martial came on and he played well as well. He didn't come on. Garnacho didn't come on. So there's definitely a crisis in Man United. And a lot of people are saying the dressing room is divided and all that. But there's definitely a crisis there for Man United. And we'll see during the week of Carabao Cup if he will play those French players, if they can get a chance for Martial, for Garnacho and Palestri to actually play a game for Man United. Anyways, the 1-1-0, at least after 3 games, we actually won a game. Now we're going back to Chelsea losing 1-0 to a Watkins goal and getting a red card. I think that red card for me was a bit harsh. It's a momentum. You know, when you've played the game and some tackles, it's a momentum, and then you go better than the opponent. But it is not. Sorry. It is not intentional, but unfortunately, because of the momentum, you end up a better type player. So it's time for crisis mode, Coach Chelsea. Here's my 2 cents on it. I don't think it is yet time for crisis mode. I think Chelsea, as Man United, as Arsenal, we've seen, as Liverpool, we've seen, they're in a rebuilding phase. And the problem with Chelsea, that's why also maybe other people and their supporters are being impatient, is because they've got the players. But problem is you've got the players that the manager didn't buy. That's why you had in the summer, Chelsea had to sell a lot of players, had to bring in a lot of players. Pep and Klopp, most managers prefer a small squad because you can manage it. Now you put Chelsea Pochettino as a big squad that he has to work with, and he didn't know who comes in, who goes out, and now you need to work with that team to gel. He's been there for like 2-3 months, so give him time. For me, I say give him time, let him work whatever he wants to do. You got him because of a reason. We saw what he did for Spurs. Unfortunately, it didn't work out because of the same reason. I think for Chelsea, it's there. You've got these big players who earning almost off it under the manager, and you have to manage them. And they've got big egos. It's the manager's ego. It's the player's ego. So it's a combination of a lot. But I think for me, Pochettino, he might get it or he might not. But I say we give him time and then reborn. I know Chelsea supporters are impatient because of they're used to success under Ibrahimovic, but it's a new leadership, it's a new coach, new players. I think it will take time. It is not gonna be easy. It will take time. It will take time. Last game that we put our focus on is Arsenal, the North London derby. Arsenal against Tottenham. We saw, as a neutral, it was a good game for us as neutrals. We saw goals from each side, and I began just cooking there by Tottenham. I'm telling you guys, like that Spurs team. Usually, when the Spurs team go to the Emirates, they go to defend. But Madison and Song, Odogi, Besuma there in the middle. I'm telling you guys, no. Tottenham is cooking. I think everyone, when we all made our predictions for this season, no one put Spurs in the top four. No one put them. No one put Spurs near the top four. But the way they are playing, if they carry on playing, I think there will be a big challenge for the top four. Especially you see Man United the declining, Chelsea are declining as well. So I think Spurs are raising their hands. Spurs are raising their hands to be counted as one of the top four contenders. Let me know what you think of Big Angie's start to the Premier League. What do you think? Because a lot of people thought he doesn't have EPL experience, so it will be difficult for him to manage Chelsea to where they are. But not Chelsea, sorry, Tottenham. But you can see, and I just want to pose a question to you guys as well. Do you think Madison will still be performing the way he is now if they didn't sell Harry Kane? That's a question for you guys to think at home. Drop your comments and tell me what you think. Do you think he would perform the same? Do you think he would do what he's doing now? Because we saw Harry Kane's play was he used to drop back and then collect balls, maybe a combine song and Kulusevski and do and create goals. But now Madison is there as a number 10. So yeah, Arsenal. I think Rice is out. Arsenal, guys, you just need to pray that he's not out for a while, because I think he was taking out maybe precautionary measures or he was injured and Jorginho came in and that's how Spurs scored the second goal. Wicket Lemo Bolong, he thought he's playing alone and not. So yeah, Arsenal fans, I know you hate me as well. So I'm going to say this. Arsenal this season are beatable than last season for me. They are beatable. And I know they're going to complain, but Arsenal are beatable this season. Obviously, Man United, we've almost beaten them. We could have beaten them if it wasn't for the referee. VAR again coming into the picture, into the frame, making wrong decisions again. But anyways, that's a topic for another day. So let me know what you think of your team's performance this week. Oh, and before I forget, obviously, the surprise of the weekend, Everton going to Brentford and actually getting a win. And not just a win, a convincing 3-1-0 against Brentford. Who saw that coming? And obviously, Newcastle, their own record, 8-0 against Sheffield United. For me, Sheffield is going back to the Championship unless something drastically happens. So those were the fixtures of the week. Carabao Cup coming out this week. So we'll see how your team, my team, goes. They're playing against Crystal Palace. We'll see also other teams goes. But let me know what you think as well of the questions I've raised to you. Manchester City, who's going to catch them? Liverpool, are they now firm favorites for the title? Them and Tottenham. And Chelsea. Chelsea fans, is it time? Is it time to go into crisis mode? Until we meet again. Remember, prevention is better than cure. Don't risk it unless it's worth it. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.